What's up, DEIXA community? I am so glad you have joined us today. My name is Matt Millen, and with me is my co-host, Chilla Breimer.
Hello guys, we are super excited to bring you guys the first ever DEIXA Pod Squad episode.
Yeah, and it is going to be an amazing journey, and this is the very, very beginning, our inaugural episode. But moving forward, the Pod Squad will be a twice-a-month update on really all things DEIXA, and give you a transparent look into what the team is up to, the progress we're making, the challenges we're facing, give you updates on exciting events that are coming up, and some interviews with the team members and a behind-the-scenes look into what we're all up to and what we're building.
Thank you, Matt. We have a lot to cover, so let's get right into it.
Sounds good.
So let's find out what DEIXA is all about, shall we?
We shall. So at its core, DEIXA is a global community of people who value, diversity, inclusion, equality, and taking real action to promote these ideals and impact our world for the better. So, how this kind of all got started was really during the global pandemic. And, when everybody was kind of locked away and just sitting around, I think a lot of us, and most certainly the founders of DEIXA, realized that there are some pretty serious issues facing our world, centered around things like, global access to opportunities and basic human rights. So, right now we're living in a time where private data is being exploited by big corporations, transparency and accountability is virtually non-existent. Trust in institutions is at an all-time low, I would say, and wealth inequality is still really affecting a lot of people, and especially minority groups.
Yeah, especially minority groups. So how are we addressing these? Well, at DEIXA we are committed to maximum action. We are committed to continuously supporting causes centered around diversity, equality, inclusion by giving back to charities chosen by our communities, really you guys. So we believe that everyone should have an equal opportunity to shape our world for the better and the ability to create real change. We want to empower a diverse set of users with access to rewards, fun opportunities, while respecting data privacy and safety. Privacy by default is our guiding principle in everything we do at DEIXA.
Well said.
So now that you're familiar with the values of DEIXA, what can I expect as a user?
Yeah, great question. The user experience for DEIXA, and huge shout out again to Carlos and Bruce.
And the rest of the team.
Yeah, the rest of the team for making the user experience super, super awesome and slick. Really it starts with an account creation. And the cool thing about it, and something that I haven't really seen many other projects doing in this space, is you can kind of provide as little or as much information as you would like when you're setting up your account. So if you'd like to be totally anonymous and private about it, you can set it up with very, very minimal information. If you want to share a little bit more about your interests and things that you're into that's associated with your account, you can do so, and you might earn a little bit more reward tokens for any actions that you take. But it's totally up to you however much or little information you want to share. You create your account, and once you've got your account, there's an ID that's associated with you, and you can actually hold Web3 and cryptocurrency tokens in your account. Obviously, this is a custodied solution, so we're controlling the keys on your behalf, not your keys, not your crypto. Definitely applies here. We want everybody to be able to self-custody, and that will be an option that is available to users in the very near future. But for those of you who don't want to take the time and set up your own wallet, we've got you covered. And even though we highly recommend the self-custody, but yeah, that's how you set up your account. Once you've got your account, Now you're part of the community. You can come in and you can support one of the partners that DEIXA is partnered up with, and you can take some kind of action, maybe fill out a survey for a brand that you really like or support, or give some information to a merchant, do something to support one of the DEIXA partners, and then you're rewarded with the DEIXA token. That's assigned to your account, and then that token can be used to redeem a bunch of different awesome, very life-changing, epic experiences.
Okay, hold on. So we need to know more about this.
Okay.
These
all right.
life-changing experiences. So give us a few examples so we can.
Okay, so I gotta.
I learned. I earned rewards based on supporting some of these brands of my choice. Right. I divulged as much information as I wanted for the app, so it's opt-in, opt-out. And now, what do I do with all the rewards?
Yeah, so I want to share all the cool things that we've got in planning right now. I know I'm going to get in trouble if I do, so I think, what can I say? I mean, it's a whole suite of experiences. You're talking about like unlocking private access to things, getting tickets before everybody else for these really epic, awesome events that are going on, and just kind of basic discounts for at merchants and brands that you shop at all the time, getting a little bit of money back for that. There's prize drawings. There's a ton of different things, especially in 2023 is when we're really turning up the heat on the really cool experiences that you can unlock with the reward token. But yeah, it kind of covers a pretty wide range of things. But I think the main takeaway would be use your tokens and unlock an epic, life-changing, rewarding experience. And yeah.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I love experiences. So, okay. So how does the community benefit from participating, earning the reward, other than obviously being part of these experiences and getting a discount on
so
events?
Keeping in line with the mandate of like maximum action for diversity and inclusivity and equality, a portion of all the funds that are taken in by the project are actually given back to charity or nonprofits of the community's choosing. So the community, you as a user and a member of the community, will actually have a say, and we're a fairly significant amount of the profits that accrue in the DAO, and I'll explain the DAO here in a second, who they're donated to, and what action is taken with those funds to support the mandate and the whole DEIXA ecosystem.
And the causes, right? Wow, I love it.
Absolutely.
That sounds great so far. Is there anything else that we need to know about the DAO or?
Oh, right. So the DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO. This is kind of a new Web3 technology that's kind of grown out of the blockchain and cryptocurrency ecosystems. But basically, it just allows a super diverse global group of people to coordinate, regardless of kind of their geographic location, to coordinate around a specific goal or ideal, or kind of set of ideals in the case of DEIXA. And so there is an advisory board for this DAO, and obviously there's a mandate in line with what we've been saying all the way up until this point. I hope that you guys picked up on that. But there's an advisory board, there's a DAO, and the community has a very, very large say and impact on how portions of the funds in that DAO are given back and used to drive action in the areas that we have outlined for y'all.
Sounds great. Well, thank you for explaining.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so what's on the agenda for today? We've got two of our awesome team members, Carlos and Bruce, who have been just heads down, burning the midnight oil, doing a lot of work in the trenches here for DEIXA, and yeah, we want to hear from them, see what they've been up to, find out where everything's at. So we'll have a nice little inside scoop from them, and then we're going to end it with some updates and kind of what's coming up next for DEIXA and why you should stay tuned, and yeah, what there is to look forward to. Before we do that, though, you might be wondering, who the heck are these two beautiful people talking to you on the podcast? So yeah, before we get started, just a little bit of background on us. As I said earlier, my name is Matt Millen. I am part of the DEIXA team. Both Chill and I are the senior crypto advisors. And we got into cryptocurrency, I don't know, like 2017, late 2016, early 2017. We both got started as community organizers, and I founded, and I still run, the Denver Crypto Group, which is a local meetup here in Colorado, basically totally focused on just educating new people and onboarding as many people as we can into the crypto ecosystem, and trying to do it for free as often as we can. I was also a contributing author and the technical editor for Cryptocurrency Mining for Dummies, part of the well-known, For Dummies series that you can get in Barnes & Noble or wherever. And I've also had the opportunity to act as an expert witness for some court cases here in Colorado. And I just kind of live and breathe cryptocurrency stuff. And this was a very natural fit here to join the DEIXA team. So that's a little bit about me.
And we also have a startup together.
Right.
I can talk about that if you want. So my name is Chilla Breimer. I also got involved through my drone pilots late 2016, early 2017. Also started as a community organizer for the Colorado Springs blockchain community. Later on, we overtook a couple other communities in the San Francisco Bay Area. So we have about 20,000 people. We are both very active Monero community contributors and huge privacy advocates. I'm also the advisory committee for Magic Monero Research Fund, which is a not-for-profit supporting privacy infrastructure for cryptocurrencies within the Web3 space. I've been supporting the Colorado blockchain legislation proposals. And then with Matt, we eventually joined forces, and we started Will and Reimer, a blockchain consultancy and incubator for startups. And we've been fortunate to help, blockchain startups build and expand and create proof of concept.
Yeah, find success.
And find success, yeah. So this was the DEIXA community, and with the ethos and their commitment to privacy was just a natural fit for us.
Yep. Yeah, definitely very, very aligned with the DEIXA core values and mandate and the mission that they're on. And yeah, very excited to be bringing you all this podcast. Okay, I think it is time now to transition into our interview segment.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And we're going to be hearing from two of the awesome team members at DEIXA, Carlos and Bruce. And they have been, like I was saying before, just heads down, making some amazing progress, making sure that the design and the app and the product that we are bringing to the community is just top-notch, bar none. So yeah, very excited to hear from those guys and just kind of about their journey and how they got us from the initial starting point to where everything is at today.
Yeah, and let's meet some of the people behind the project.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Bruce Sulzberg. I am the creative director and artist for DEIXA. Very proud to be here on the inaugural episode and what hopes to be a long-standing, amazing experience with our company and everyone involved. I have a very unique background, starting at the age of 5 years old as a prodigy, as an artist. Something I always knew I was going to be. I don't think there was ever anything else in my life that was going to come out of it outside of being an athlete myself. But had a great background in terms of painting and working with some of the biggest athletes in the world. As you can see behind me, Rafael Nadal is one of my clients, Muhammad Ali, and many other people around the world that I've had the opportunity to work with. And that experience has taught me so many different things that I've been able to bring into DEIXA. And the most important thing to me is that working with such high profile people in this world has taught me that with the founders of DEIXA that I was very fortunate to get to meet and spend time with and learn about what they have brought into our new world of NFTs and crypto and what's happening in this place. My background fits in a perfect opportunity for us all to come together, work as a team, and everything that I've been a part of in my life has come to fruition, and very excited bringing that into DEIXA.
Well, hello. Thank you all for having me here. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Carlos Neal. I am currently DEIXA's Chief Technology Officer. Just a little quick background about myself. I've been in technology for a little over 22 years now. Started in high school, believe it or not, taking A+ computer training courses to be able to pay for school clothes and try to make sure I had a good job in college that pays a little bit more than the traditional fast food restaurants. As a result of that, taking an A+ training course, I was able to get on with the City of Atlanta, Mayor's Office of Community Technology. So I started off really working in my community at a very early age, freshman in college, teaching seniors, adults, basic computer literacy programs. And the overall objective of the program was to bridge the digital divide. With that, I ultimately started off at undergrad with a degree in finance and accounting, but later realized that my entrepreneur spirit lended itself to being able to kind of adapt to different things. And it's one of the unique opportunities for me being here at DEIXA because I've worked with different companies, Microsoft, Inspire Brands, basically helping companies disrupt their thinkings and accelerate their journeys to the cloud. So being able to partner with DEIXA as their CTO and helping the Web 2 community disrupt their thinking into Web 3 is a really unique benefit that I'm very excited to be a part of. So thanks for having me here today.
So Bruce, can you tell us a little bit more about how you created the DEIXA logo and what that journey was like for you?
It all really started from learning about the founder's vision, sitting down with them and getting them to really open up to me about what DEIXA was to them, to understand where it was all stemming from and their overall, not just their vision creatively, but their vision as a company, their vision visually in terms of where they wanted to go and understanding how we were going to take that and make not only just the logo, but the branding and eventually down the road of everything that was going to become DEIXA. But it was really spending time with the three founders and getting their vision down, and then me going and doing my homework and spending time with all the people that are working as a team behind us. And of course, figuring out what I thought DEIXA would be about, how it would feel, how it would look. Did that match their vision? Did it make them want to go, oh my God, this is exactly what I was thinking when we thought that's the DEIXA logo. This is the brand and the colors and just the overall look. And that's when, sitting down with Carlos and John and the whole team and the founders and going through all that, it was interesting turning it over to Carlos and seeing what he could do.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Carlos, I think that's a great segue into, kind of your experience so far with this and working with Bruce. And yeah, why don't you take us a little bit through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was around January, and one of the founders who I've done some other business with here in Atlanta and Las Vegas from the entertainment side, kind of asked me, hey, Carlos, I've created a streaming app for them. We did some shows with some artists over the pandemic. And it was like, hey, we have an opportunity to work with this new company by the name of DEIXA. And it's not just a traditional opportunity. It was, a company who in its name has baked in a positive cause, which is tied to diversity, equality, inclusion. And they was looking for someone to kind of come in and kind of help guide them on their technological journey. And so one of the things that I noticed from the beginning was one of the first tests was, hey, take a look at the logo sketches from Bruce. And immediately I was able to identify, hey, this is definitely is not something boring. This company obviously got a little moxie to it. They got some style, some flavor, and that whole mindset has completely been baked into this whole process, working with Bruce and some of the other founders to be able to identify how do we create something that's attractive to the Web 2 community, but is trusted by the Web 3 community. And I think we pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, from what we've seen, I totally agree with that. The user experience is definitely top notch, and yeah, it's smooth. It's very smooth. Awesome. Okay. All right.
And that's very interesting what Carlos said, because, learning about Carlos, my first time working with him, because he comes from such an amazing technological background, but he also has a really good eye for design. And so it was something that really appealed to me, working with someone with that precise technology inside of him, where I don't generally come from that background. I come from the most visual worlds, combined you could possibly imagine. But learning and building this app and building the web pages that we've been, we talk every day, 24/7. Just the way that he works and the way that I work, it's been a very interesting process of putting together what DEIXA is and seeing how the founders feel about the vision that we've all kind of come together with. And just using, like I said, his left brain to my right brain and vice versa has been really a very interesting kind of mixture and cool, very concept way of putting together this unique company.
I will say, Bruce, it's a little funny, right? Because I think everybody appreciated that except my hard drive, right? Like, we're sending PSDs back and forth towards each other. Like, I've created videos, flyers, animation, stuff like that. And so, to Bruce's point, it's been rare that I've had someone that's as keen to creativity such as Bruce in collaboration, right? Like, we get down to should the stroke be, 2 point or 3 point? Should there be, should we do 80% opaque or, 75? And being able to kind of take that and also incorporate best practices from a application, user interface, and user experience design has been, it's been a real tremendous process for us.
It's the interesting part about that too is that because of his technology background and my visual background, we kind of help each other in ways that we kind of don't overlap, if that makes sense. And of course, with the vision of everybody behind us, and because we're all working together, collaborating, so between all of it and all of the parties and the founders and everybody involved, there's just nothing that's being missed. And like, if there's one thing I wish we could put on the screen right now is seeing the website that we're building right now. It's really come out so beautiful. I'm really excited about it. And the app, with the countdown page that we just launched, it's all very cohesive and exciting.
And this methodology or approach to detail is something that I'm really finding has been a great experience here at DEIXA. So, like, for instance, there's experiences that we're discussing that I won't let the cat out the bag yet for 2023, but in every aspect of it, from a design, from a customer standpoint, from what would a user, what can they experience from every aspect, whether they're receiving emails, to they're receiving notifications, to they're actually on site activating, is something that will permeate itself in all aspects, not just technology, but in the apparel, in the leadership team, and the way that how transparent we are with each other. These are core things, and it's very unique to be able to join a company at the very beginning and be able to bake those disciplines and thoughts, in its DNA. And that's something that we've been having the chance to do with DEIXA, and it's something I'm very proud of.
Absolutely. It's been a very rewarding experience across.
Yeah, sounds like you guys are the perfect team, and there's a perfect blend of science and imagination, and it's a good dynamic going on.
Oddly enough, it seems like, as you mentioned, like the perfect team, none of us is really individuals, right? Like none of us is like I, me, my. We're all quick to indicate that this is a team effort. This is a team journey. And this team will be this team mindset is really the principles of what decentralized technology is about. It's not about one or two or three people making decisions or, it's about everybody being a part of a whole to ensure that there's trust, there's verification with that trust, and that we're all just operating in a fully transparent manner.
I don't think you could. That's very well said. I totally agree, and that's absolutely something I've noticed working with DEIXA and with the team and everybody involved. Everybody is a team player. There's nobody needs to feed their ego, and I feel like that starts with the top, and everybody is just here to make the project successful, bring an awesome experience and rewards platform and system to the Web3 ecosystem while respecting privacy and promoting the values of diversity and inclusion. It's very, yes, you can tell from everybody that's on the call here, we're all very excited about it.
Yeah.
And we're all pulling the same direction, and awesome stuff. Thanks, guys.
And I really love one of my favorite things about DEIXA and just the dynamic is that the founders are so open to feedback from all of us. There's no such thing as let's just do it my way.
yeah and the transparency and everything, it feels like it's being done the right way. Chill and I have been involved in a lot of projects, especially in the crypto space and the startup world, and a lot of people, there's a lot of lip service that gets paid to those values of respecting people's data, promoting privacy, promoting transparency on the company side. And, I can confidently say that DEIXA is walking the walk, not just talking the talk. So, yeah.
Well, the interesting thing is, as the team, it's like when we came into it, it's like you just checked your personal bag at the door, and it was all about the team from day one. And, when you're working for a company that stands for diversity, equality, and inclusion, if you don't do that, then it's not going to work anyway. So, and that's how it's worked creatively for all of us as a team. And I think that's how it's worked as the team, as a company, as a whole.
Hey, Bruce, we know that you have been working a lot on the DEIXA mascot Zastro, and obviously we are curious to learn more about it. So where are we at?
It's been outside of working on the logo and the branding and all that, the creativity of coming up with the mascot has actually been really a great process. The same process, believe it or not, as working on the logo, which is what was the mascot going to be. And when the founders came up with the idea of an astronaut, is how was that going to look? How was it going to be represented? And coming up as a collaborative group, coming up with the idea of Zastro being an astronaut where the shield was down and you never could see what that person is who, whatever nationality, whatever race, whatever gender, to have that kind of be something that was really unique in itself was kind of exciting, really, and kind of added this really cool, hip vibe for an NFT and what it could really be and the mystery behind it, which I kind of liked. And so what I've been doing is, of course, now that we've got the final design of what Zastro looks like, is coming up with all the different traits so that we have this wonderful NFT collection where every single NFT that gets bought has a little bit of a different trait. And that's kind of where my head's been at with working with the whole team and enjoying it and getting all the knowledge. And Carlos has been a part of it as well. And it's been very exciting.
Awesome. What about you, Carlos?
Yeah, so being able to take what Bruce's core idea was, which was a reflection of a collaborative effort amongst all the founders and team members, and utilize technology such as the generative art utility program to create over 200 plus traits that will result in over 14,444 different variations throughout or collections, that will be released at different points, notable drops, and tied to not only digital benefits, but really and I say this, but really phygital. Every person that purchased an NFT will be able to receive some type of reward that they could be able to use for very tangible experiences, whether it's one of our rewards partners, whether it's a DEIXA event, whether DEIXA is doing it themselves or a strategic partnership, and having it where users can still obtain those NFTs through traditional Web3 wallets, or either allowing us to be able to create you a wallet using Web2 methodologies. These are all things that will allow us to be able to take our concept and make it where it's easy to adopt no matter where you are on the technology spectrum.
Awesome. That's awesome. And you said, I heard you say phygital. Is that the combination of physical and digital, kind of referring to the types of experiences and rewards these NFTs and DEIXA will unlock for people?
Absolutely. I mean, it ranges from the art that Bruce is creating that he's going to make available to some very lucky people who are early adopters, or rather it's just our entire rewards ecosystem where everyone who purchased an NFT are automatically rewarded with a tier level that's associated with the app. They can get them things ranging from a golden ticket to backstage concert passes with some of the artists, A-list artists that we can't name yet, or if it's something where there's an experience or all expense paid vacation, or if it's something with a local retailer. That's one of the powers of DEIXA, whereas we going to not only creating something that's online, but making it whereas you doing what you already enjoy to do, you're rewarded and you can exchange that for current benefits.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
That sounds awesome.
So finally, DEIXA stands for Decentralized Equality, Inclusive Maximum Action. Bruce, what does that mean to you personally?
To me personally, I the strongest word that comes to my mind is the word respect. It's something that a lot of us involved in DEIXA has talked about a lot, about what respect is, and that you should be respecting everyone about everything, especially when it comes to equality, especially when it comes to your own rights, your personal data, your own experiences, your rewards, your joy. You know, it's something that's for yourself. So not only should you be respecting yourself, but you need to respect others. So to me, that's what DEIXA stands for.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Bruce. So what about you, Carlos? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be baked in our mindset for the beginning. And from the technology side, it's even more important, just because from a decentralized standpoint, from the beginning, how we handle users' data, making sure that we're not like one of the bigger companies that monetize your data and you're seeing ads on Google or Facebook, but having it mechanisms and systems set up to where it's, we're asking you your permission to be able to monetize your data if you choose to opt in for that. And the benefits of that will be shared amongst the DAO that we're creating. Rather, from a decentralized standpoint, we're utilizing the DAO to elect members or executives who represents transparency, or just constantly evaluating new technology that push forward the decentralized Web3 methodology. We're constantly talking the benefits of, should we use a decentralized IPFS storage for saving data in an encrypted way so that the information more so represents that, or just getting into the fun parts of it, right? From inclusive. They always say, diversity is inviting people to the party, but inclusiveness is asking them to dance. So our experiences from our events will have, not just only VIP areas, but, where everybody will be able to access it. Everybody will have equal opportunity. And it goes for everybody to be able to experience DEIXA, whether it's from the digital or it's the phygital, going to the physical part of it.
Awesome. I love what you said there. Diversity is inviting people to the party. Inclusivity is asking them to dance. Awesome metaphor, and I couldn't agree more. All right, well, thank you both for joining us. We really appreciate y'all's time, and we will probably talk to you here in the near future. See ya.
Awesome.
Take care.
care.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So that was great to hear the inside scoop and the behind the scenes directly from some of the DEIXA team members. So Matt, tell us what's coming up for DEIXA, what's exciting?
Yeah, well, there's about 1 million things that are coming up for DEIXA that are exciting.
One thing at a time, please.
Okay, one. All right, if I have to pick one, I think the one thing that the DEIXA community will be the most excited about here in the near future is definitely Zastro.
Zastro, tell me more.
So Zastro is basically the ambassador to the DEIXA community. They are the embodiment of the values that the DEIXA community is aligned around. So diversity, equality, inclusivity, and taking maximum action in those areas. And along with the Zastronauts, who are the real people and ambassadors that are helping Zastro kind of uphold these ideals within the community, they represent, I think, the
core
ideal
community.
Yeah, the core values of the community. I think that's a great way to put it. So that's who Zastro is. And so, to go along with that, to make it fun and give some stuff back to the community, we're actually releasing Zastro as an NFT collection that is going to be, coming out here very, very soon.
When?
Well, on August 4th, there's going to be a small initial release of Zastro. And then on August 14th, there's going to be actually 4,000 additional Zastros that will be released to the public. And, if you end up picking up one of these Zastros, some of the benefits that you can expect are, a physical poster, a great piece of artwork. And we heard a little bit earlier from Bruce and kind of his journey and how how Zastro and that design all came about. So you're going to get a physical poster, artwork that goes along with Zastro. And then in addition to that, by holding a Zastro NFT in your wallet, you're going to have priority access to any of the events that are coming up here in the near futures, like concert tickets, festival tickets, event tickets, and just, epic experience opportunities. And you'll also get an allocation of the reward tokens that you can use for, rebates and discounts at our partner brands. And gift cards and all these kind of extra little things that'll all be kind of coordinated through your wallet, so you don't have to download all that. It'll all be within the DEIXA app, and then on top of that, also entries into some of these contests and prize drawings, just kind of specifically for holders of the Zastro NFT. And that's not everything. That's just the stuff that I think is probably the most exciting for everybody. So that's kind of the short, the quick and short on the Zastro NFT.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens with the fund?
Oh yes, that was exactly what I was just going to say. So the funds, the proceeds from the Zastro NFT collection, 10% of them are being given back to charitable organizations of the community's choosing. And so, as somebody who's participating in the community, you will have an opportunity to, vote on where 10% of the proceeds from all of this go. We've got kind of an initial list of charities in some areas like, homelessness, housing the homeless, helping out, disadvantaged minority communities with like education, job training, things like that, helping out the youth in the LGBTQ plus communities and giving them support. Some domestic violence, prevention organizations. So that's kind of the starting place. But really, it's really up to the community. And
you will be able to propose charities that you want DEIXA to support. For now, we are staying in alignment with the ethos and basically selecting and shortlisting charities that support diversity, equality, and inclusion.
Yeah, and I think one thing to add there would be, think of Zastro and the Zastro NFT as basically unlocking your access into the DEIXA community. And so all of the rewards, all of the opportunities, and the ability to make some real change at these charitable organizations that are doing real good work and positively impacting impacting the world. And so, yeah, I think it's great. I'm very excited about it. I'm definitely planning on picking one up, and it's going to be really cool. Initial release of a very small amount, August 4th, and then 4,000 of them are coming out and kind of like the public release on August 14th. So stay tuned for that. And, we'll be giving some more updates here in the future episodes. But I think for today, we have covered everything that we want to cover and probably a little bit more. So, we thank you for tuning in. We're so glad you're part of this. And we're very excited to see where the community goes and grows from here. But now,
DEIXA Pod Squad is out.